Finishing on goal, right? You think, okay, each one of these things, it's about 15 minutes. 15 minutes of possession, 15 minutes of finishing on goal, 15 minutes of crossing and finishing, and then 15 to 20 of scrimmaging. And so when you're doing finishing on goal, you're about 10 yards up from the 18. Single file line. And so what Doug would do is he would call it Slotsville. This would be for the first 10 minutes. Players take the ball. It's a hard dribble. They're dribbling as fast as they can, and then they're drilling, right? It's a low, hard-driven ball. You're slotting the ball into the bottom left or the bottom right corners of the goal. And these are very hard shots to save because it really makes a keeper have to dive to save them. And you want to encourage your team to hit the goal, right? You tell them, make the keeper make a save. If they're missing wide or they're missing the whole frame, then the keeper, you have to challenge the keeper. And so perfect practice makes perfect. If they're not even hitting the goal, then that's not good. And since these players are going rapid fire, striking the ball on goal, you want to encourage your keeper. You tell your keeper or keepers, you say, pop in and out of the goal whenever you please, because this is psychologically taxing. If you're a goalkeeper and players are just crushing the ball one after the other, they're drilling you with shots, and you feel almost burdened because you think you're failing, right? Some keepers, they're hard on themselves, so they think they're failing if they just don't save one goal. And then so after 10 minutes of this, then what would happen is you tell your players to pick up the ball in the hands. You say Volleysville. So players, if you're the coach and you're facing this way, and the player, they pick the ball up, they hand it to you, and now they're standing facing you, facing this way, right? Their point of view is this way. You throw the ball over their head, it takes one bounce, and then they spin around and drill a volley on goal, and you do that for 5 minutes, right? So it's 10 minutes of Slotsville, 5 minutes of Volleysville. And so someone mentioned a good point. They said, aren't my players going to be standing on the line for too long? And I said, in theory, yes, but you have to keep in mind that when they're doing Slotsville, they're running at full speed, so this is a sprint. And they're also chasing the balls that go wide, and they're also going to sprint back to the line. So you could say that the line is part of active recovery, because players are running back. If you love playing soccer, then you love just scoring goals, in theory. And so you're going to sprint back to get online. And so it may seem like, as you're listening to this drill, that there's going to be a lot of time spent standing around, but it's really not, because people are going rapid fire, right? They're just rearing to go, and the player's barely taking a shot before the next player's already running on goal to finish. So, for 15 minutes, you're going to get a lot of shots off, and there's not going to be